Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt and I do like video games, and in today's video we've got some breaking news, or at least it's breaking news as I'm recording this right now, but this video will be coming out Wednesday. But the good news is that I'm sure you guys know by now exactly what I'm talking about, and that is the fact that Bonnie Ross has decided to step down as the head of 343 Industries. So let's get right into the video. So at 1 p.m. Eastern Time over on Twitter, Bonnie Ross released the following statement. Quote, "While I had hoped to stay with Halo until we release the winter update, I am letting you know that I will be leaving 343 and attending to a family medical issue. I am incredibly proud of the work that everyone at 343 Industries has done with Halo Infinite, the Master Chief Collection, the Halo television series, and so much more. It has been an honor to serve alongside the team for the last 15 years and to be a part of the universe that I love. Thank you to everyone in the Halo community for your support. Halo's future is bright. I cannot wait for all of you to experience what we have in store and to cheer alongside of you as a fan at the Halo World Championship in October." Now, first things first, regardless of how I feel about Bonnie Ross or how the community feels about Bonnie Ross as a whole, I only wish the best for her and her family during this time. Whatever's wrong, I wish for the best possible outcome for her and her family. But with all that out of the way, I think we got to talk about how this impacts Halo as a whole, because I think as a community, as the Halo community, we've kind of seen this coming for a while now. First, I think we kind of got to talk about what happens next at 343, because with Bonnie Ross's departure, that means someone else must be stepping into her place, and that's exactly correct. So let's talk about all these details first. So with Bonnie Ross leaving her position as studio head for 343, the new studio head at 343 is Pierre Heinz. I think I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, then I do apologize. We will also see Brian Koski become GM of the franchise and Elizabeth Van Wyck to oversee business and operations. Now, does this mean that the Halo franchise is immediately saved and all is well at 343? I don't think that's the case, but it's a really good step in the right direction. And at the same time, does it mean that Bonnie Ross was to blame for literally everything at the studio? I don't think it was. I don't think she's to blame for everything. I think, of course, she does shoulder some blame, but I think there's quite a lot of blame to go around. I mean, I made a video last week discussing my thoughts on Halo Infinite. It might have been the week before, I'm not sure at this point, but it was whenever we got that news surrounding Forge and no split screen co-op, and I just sat down and I discussed my thoughts on what was going wrong with Halo. But to give a quick summary of that video, basically I've just always felt like it was a management issue that was kind of exacerbated by various other issues. The fact that a large portion of 343's dev staff is just contractors as opposed to bona fide Halo fans that are in it for the long haul. And on top of that, I think that 343 is severely understaffed to be taking on a franchise as big as Halo. You look at these massive AAA games, like for example Red Dead Redemption 2 or Grand Theft Auto 5, and you've got about 1,000 give or take employees working on those things. That's over double the staff that 343 currently has. Halo's just too big of a franchise to not have a massive super team working on it at all times. And then I think the biggest thing of all that is wrong with Halo Infinite is Microsoft's management of Halo Infinite. I don't think that game was ready to see the light of day, and we heard reports of murmurings, soon after its release, that people at 343 weren't too pleased with it being shipped so early. I think ultimately releasing the game before it was truly ready put 343 in a bad spot, and how they managed that bad spot kinda shines some light on some internal management issues. But the fact is that we're here now with a new studio head at the helm of 343, and Bonnie Ross's job has been split up into 3 different jobs. And at the end of the day, I do think there's reason to be hopeful or, optimistic about the future of Halo Infinite, and I'll tell you why. And I touched on it a little bit earlier in the video when I talked about the new studio head for 343 Industries, Pierre Hintz. And this guy is a force to be reckoned with inside of 343 Industries. He's one of the leaders who played a massive part in helping pull the Master Chief Collection from the ashes of its failed launch and ultimately help make it what it is today, which is probably the greatest love letter to the Halo franchise we've ever seen. Now, does this mean that Halo Infinite is suddenly going to be fixed overnight? Of course not. I mean, we've got a 10-month Season 2 staring us dead in the eyes right now. It's going to be a very long road to get Halo Infinite back to where it should be, but the fact is that I'm more optimistic this week than I was last week that it can actually happen, so that's great. And that's really all I've got for today's video, but let me know how you feel about all this. How do you feel about Bonnie Ross leaving, and how do you feel about all these people being promoted to essentially take over everything that she was doing? I know for me, I'd probably describe my feelings as cautiously optimistic. Like I said, this isn't going to fix itself overnight, but I am hopeful that it does give us at least a little light at the end of the tunnel. So go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Leave a like if you like the video, and please remember to hit that subscribe button and ring that little notification bell if you're enjoying the content and want to stay up to date on all my latest videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.